People think that in order to upload to the highest quality to Instagram Reels, you need to use the most expensive cameras on the market. But those people couldn't be more wrong. And in today's video, I will give you the recipe for getting the highest Instagram Reels quality possible. My name's Dest, and I've been creating content on Instagram for over a year now, and I got a total of more than 30,000 followers so far. And I've created nighttime and daytime videos, so whatever content you're interested in creating, I will be able to help you with this video. At the beginning of the video, I told you that you don't need the best cameras on the market in order to upload in high quality to Instagram. And that is because since I've started creating content, I've always used action cameras and a €2 phone. And the results have always been great. So no, you don't need to spend 3K on a camera. The reason for this is because the secret is not on the cameras you use, but in the expert settings you apply on your editing software. So if you want to learn the expert settings that led me into more than 30,000 followers and thousands of dollars, stay in the video and I hope you enjoy it. The cameras that I've been using this whole time are the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, which you can get using my code Dest360 and get an extra gift on the official Insta360 store, and the DJI Action 5 Pro. And if you don't have any of these cameras, don't worry, because everything that will be explained in this video applies to any camera. I will talk to you about the camera settings because even though it's not the most important factor, it's true that it can improve a lot the quality of the final result. We're going to start with the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. In my experience, the Insta360 is better for daytime videos, whereas the DJI it's better for nighttime videos. Although I have to be honest, both the cameras have great results, both nighttime and daytime. To start with the Insta360, I always shoot at 4K. You can also use 8K, but I usually use 4K because the size of a video at 8K it's really big, and I like to work at 60 FPS, and as you can see, 8K doesn't allow it. So I always use 4K and 60 FPS. I usually use the linear, or if I'm riding my bike, I use the action one. As you can see, I'm using right now the regular lens. And if we come here, I usually use this filter, which is called Vivid. You can use another filter depending on what you want to shoot, or you can also use the standard one and they color grade it yourself. But to be honest, I like how the Vivid looks, so I always use this one. Then the EV, I usually have it at plus 0.3 because of the type of videos that I usually shoot. This is the best. If you're going to shoot a video that's in an area that's very bright, I would recommend you maybe using the minus 0.3 or minus 0.7. But since I usually shoot at nighttime, I have this one on. If we come to the white balance, I usually have it on auto because since I shoot at nighttime and there are a lot of street lights, sometimes the white balance goes a little bit crazy, so I usually have it on auto. But if you're going to shoot a static video and you know exactly how you want the video to look, you can use the manual one. If it's nighttime, I would recommend you going below 3K, but if it's in an area that it's warm and it's sunny, I would recommend you maybe going over 7K. For now, I'm going to leave it at auto. I would recommend you getting the anti-flicker instead of the blur reduction, especially if, like me, you shoot motorcycle videos, because I honestly like a lot how the blur looks on the videos, and the anti-flicker will do that the lights don't flick in the background of your videos, which would make the video look very unprofessional and very ugly. And the sharpness, I usually have it on medium or even high. What this does is that the details that appear on the video are more noticeable or less. I usually have it on medium because it's for me the perfect balance. Now we're going to go through the settings of the DJI Action 5 Pro. As you can see, I have it right now on the nighttime videos because as you can see, the screen is very blue. First, we're going to go through the normal video. This would be daytime settings. I have it at 4K 30 FPS. Again, same as with the Ace Pro 2, you can use 60 FPS. I would recommend it for daytime videos. I usually have it at 30 FPS because the size of the video it's a little bit smaller and it's better to work with. If we come to the special settings, I have the exposure and auto. As you can see, I usually have this setting at minus 0.3 or plus 0.3. It depends on where I'm going to shoot. Last time I shot daytime, it was on a zone that was a little bit dark. That's why I have it a minus. And the ISO, I usually have it between 100 and 6400. What the ISO does, it's control the amount of light that it's going to come through the lens of the camera. I think this is the best setting, and if not this one, maybe this one. This one would be for environments that are pretty bright. So I usually have this one because this is a perfect setting both for sunny areas and for cloudy areas. If we come to the color, I usually have it on normal 10-bit, or you can use maybe the D-Lock M10-bit. What this does, it's take off the colors and you can color grade later, but that's a little bit more advanced, so I would recommend you having a normal 10-bit. On the tone, I usually use the Vivid one, same as with the Insta360. It will be like a filter, and as you can see, I'm using the same one, the Vivid one. The stimulation, I usually have the daily on. It depends a lot on what I'm going to shoot. If I'm going to shoot a YouTube vlog, I usually have the sport one because it allows me to get more stabilized shots. But if I'm going to just do a blogging or I'm going to shoot a reel for Instagram, I'm going to use the daily. This will make that the stabilization, it's not that hard and it looks more realistic. And on the noise reduction, I have it at -2. This is the maximum because I want the noise reduction to be as hard as it can be, because it will make that the shot looks a lot cleaner. And the texture, I usually have it at 0. This would be like the sharpness in the Insta360. What this does, it's just that the details are more noticeable or less noticeable. And now we're going to go through the nighttime settings. Same as with the Insta360, I'm just going to scroll and go to super night. And as you can see, I'm shooting at 4K, 60 FPS, or 30 FPS, it's the same as with the Insta360. And if we come to the special settings, there are not many, to be honest. I have the exposure at manual, and I usually have it at 100, and the ISO, I have it at the only option that we can find, which is 140,000. And the white balance, I usually have it between 2700 or maybe 2400. It depends on the amount of brightness or the amount of lights that I can find in the area that I'm going to shoot. For now, I'm going to leave it like that, and this would be the settings of both of the cameras that I have been using this whole time, and the cameras that have allowed me to create very great quality content and allowed me to win a lot of money with my content, and also gather a total of plus 30,000 followers. As I said earlier, you don't need these exact cameras. You can apply these settings to any camera that you are using, even if it's a GoPro, even if it's a DJI but an older one, and even if it's an Insta360 but also an older one. It doesn't matter, because the basics is what I just showed you, and it applies to every camera. Now that we've talked about the settings for our cameras, I want to mention some things that are also very important. First, shooting with the correct settings will give us incredible results, but these results can get even greater if we learn how to color grade. And second, if you have a bike just like me and you want to create videos just like mine, give some love to this video and I will prepare a video for you with my camera setup on my bike. Now that we finish with all of this, we are going to the most important part of the video. And in order to understand this step, we first need to understand how Instagram compresses our videos. If you upload a 4K resolution video to Instagram, what the app will do is compress it to 1080, causing that your videos will look pixelated, laggy and ugly. So the solution for this is much more simple than what you think. And when you have your video ready and you're going to export it, you need to adjust your settings just like this. It doesn't matter on which editing software you're editing your videos, whether it's DaVinci, CapCut. At the moment I'm using CapCut, but the steps will be the same for any of you. And as simple as that, our videos will go from looking noisy and ugly to looking attractive and clean. If any of you end up using these export settings and upload a video to Instagram, tag me so that I can see it, because I would really like to see your content and seeing that my video was helpful for all of you. I really hope this video was helpful, and I hope to see you on my next videos.